Go. And we are live with Kaden Whitmey,
Hey, how's it going,
new
Sean?
the new Columbia guy.
The new Columbia indeed. How's it going?
Real good, man. Yeah, real good.
Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. I'm happy you came.
Yeah, yeah, for
It's
sure.
yeah, I mean you fit right in.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
you
No, I've
fit.
always I've always wanted to be on a podcast.
Oh man,
Like,
and the group and everything. You fit right in.
yeah.
Like they
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you caught Aaron in my podcast, but I talked about like I thought there would be this gradual, like you'll get more comfortable, and then instead of that, it just like it's
Yeah.
just it
Oh, it's
kind of been thrown to the wolves, and you've done a good job.
for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's easy when all of you guys are super chill, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone is super easy to get along with. So it's been fun. Definitely did get thrown into the wolves like right away. Went to Orlando with you guys, and yeah, it was a complete surprise to me, really. I didn't really know what I was getting into at that time, and didn't know who I was meeting, but you guys all were really cool. And yeah, you guys did welcome me pretty well too, which I appreciate.
We got a good group, man.
Yeah,
You know,
it's pretty solid.
yeah, it, it didn't even take that long to create, really. Like last October was really the first adventure. And I mean, Cam and I
Yeah,
have been on a couple of things on our own. We went to Vegas with Chad, and then we went out and did like Bernie's house there with the fresco, and like
yep. That's when
we
you guys did the fishing video, right?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so it happens pretty quick.
yeah. That was actually something I was gonna ask you, like when this kind of community started, because there is a bit of like a group dynamic I can tell. And I didn't know how new it was really, but
I mean, realistically, last year, like
yeah,
I met
that's pretty cool.
yeah, I met Cam, I think in April last year. You'd never know that. Like seeing us hang out. You'd
You kind of cut out there. Sorry, say that again.
oh, that's okay. I was just saying, like, Cam and I have only really known each other a year and a bit, right? So it's like, oh, you cut out again. This is gonna be one of those episodes. Are you there? Are you frozen? Hold on, I'm gonna pause it. Yeah,
Okay,
there we go. We got it. We got it figured out. We're back.
there we go. We're back. We're back. Quick, short break we just had there.
um, yeah, I just mean we've all known each other for fuck all time, but like you'd never know
For
that.
sure. No, no, like
Um,
even what you told me last week, you said you met Danny. The first time you met him was Orlando, I think.
yeah, yeah.
I thought you guys were best friends when I met you guys. Like I had no idea.
No, you're
Yeah.
like, how long have you known Danny? I'm like, as
Yeah.
fucking long as you, bro.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
the
know.
hell? Yeah. Yeah. No, Danny's easy to get along with too, though. He's an awesome guy.
I was just waiting for him to be fed up with that shit the whole time that he was there. I'm like, at some point here, he's gonna get fed up with this shit, and just not at all. He's like just a
No.
team player through and through. Like,
Yeah, no, he kind of like he says, he always says I'm along for the ride. He doesn't complain at all. He doesn't matter what's going on, right?
yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest quality with a lot of us is like it's like we're just fucking here, man. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
need to be a spectacle, and like nobody needs to be treated any differently. It's just like let's just get after it. And this was
Yeah.
a lot of work. I just got off the phone with Cam, and we have phone calls now and again. And he was just like, "So how do you think it went?" You know? And
Yeah.
we like had that call, and we loved it. But you know, looking back on it, I think we probably could have made it a fucking 7-day job or a 10-day job, and not because like some of those days were like 12 hours, and then you went home and showered and you weren't even dry yet. You were putting your clothes on to go to dinner. And
Yeah.
then that was like 10:30 some nights. And then you're up at fucking 5:30 again.
Yeah, no, it was nuts. I had no idea. Like first couple days, like I was like, holy shit, yeah, 12-hour days. And that's why like I didn't go to dinner. Like, yeah, I think it was the second night or something like that. 'Cause I was
Hmm.
like, I was drained. I was like, oh wow. And then like you said, I was at home still too, but I guess for you guys, kind of like a vacation almost, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're ready to rally whenever.
Yeah. You're out of your element, right? Like, and anybody that's been on like working out of town or like been on work trips before, like typically you got to sit at a fucking hotel room for 6 hours or 4 hours before you can go to sleep. So like those Airbnbs are dope.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah.
Um, and
That like that Airbnb we had in Orlando was
yes,
sweet. Like first of all, it was a cool house, and then it was just awesome being with all you guys. I think we had like 9 of us there, right?
yeah.
And we had a couple fun nights for sure. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, when you're looking at stuff like that, just the hotel rooms alone for 9 people, it would have blown the shit out of the budget for the house.
Oh, for sure.
And like you wake up in the morning, whoever gets up first puts on a pot of coffee. When you finish it, you start a new one. Like there's like small amounts of
Yep.
etiquette that makes everything super
Yeah.
chill.
If you're
Like
making food, you kind of make it for everyone,
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, and Brad's like Costco run was clutch, man, where it was
Oh
just
yeah.
like there's a million individual snacks in here. So just
Yeah, yeah.
do
Take
whatever
all
you
you
want.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he cooks good steaks too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. The one steak in Orlando was, yeah, probably by far the best steak I've ever had.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he got steaks again this trip, like
Hmm.
last week. But Jen cooked those and they were also, just as good.
They
Knows
were
that
super good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, how do you think the whole project went last week? Like besides, having a
Oh,
couple extra
dude.
days would have been nice, but
Yeah, I
like
mean, the only difference, really perfect world, was that we just would have had more time to hang out. Like it's just,
yeah.
that's always a bonus. But I mean, for one, the board was fucked. Like that
Yeah.
that board job was obliterated terrible. And like if we didn't get in there on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't think we would have got the house done. Like the
No, yeah, because you and Chad came early and did that. Yeah. So you guys actually spent like all those days just fixing up the board.
most of them, like most of
Yeah.
that Sunday was helping Aaron set up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. There's
once I
lots
kind of
set
like
up.
saw what his vision was, I was like, this is going to take all day.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not
I
a
know.
this.
I think I showed up. I showed up that day, or was that on the Monday? No, it was a Sunday. I showed
Yeah,
up,
Sunday.
um, like halfway through the day or something to help with to get some video and then also help with the displays there.
I
And
was I was stressed.
yeah, you put up all of those displays by yourself too. It was insane.
Not really, like because
I know. I'm
the
joking. The video.
okay,
Remember
okay.
the
Oh
video we
yeah,
did?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
the I can't wait for that video to come out.
yeah.
The
Oh
look
yeah.
on
I should post that. Yeah.
the look on Aaron's face when you showed him that video, where like he like puts in all this time and like sets it all up in his head, and then I just like take full credit for it on a
Yeah.
video.
That's awesome. Oh,
Oh, there we
that's
go.
cool.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why it does that. I think I've got like an AI option on. Like yeah, if I do like certain different things, sometimes I'll get balloons. Yeah, see,
Oh, yeah. What
it's,
the?
it's the
There you go.
stupidest thing ever.
It's a good
But
touch.
I know, right? It's all the theatrics that I can do.
Yeah.
Um,
It's high production here.
yeah, let's talk about Brazil, man. So, how
Yeah.
long were you on board prior to coming to Florida? Like, I know that when I met you before I went to Charleston, how long had you
Yep.
been working?
I think when you went to Charleston, I would have been on my like first week pretty
Yeah,
much.
dude.
So I think I went to Orlando within like almost 2 weeks
Yeah,
of being on board. So it was pretty crazy. Like right away, Aaron was like, "Yeah, we're going to Orlando." I think maybe it was 3 weeks or maybe a month almost.
yeah, but
Now that I
still,
think about it, but still, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to Orlando," and it was I was like, hell yeah, I'll go for sure. It was a pretty cool month. I was pretty go go go. So me and Aaron actually just started that month. I think it was the month of March.
yeah,
Um, we went to Georgia for like a 3-day trip. We had a little presentation there.
yeah,
And then we visited a bunch of customers too. So we did like a whole wrap around Georgia. We drove from I think Atlanta to Valdosta to Savannah back to Atlanta within like 2 days.
yeah.
And that was my first trip I did, and it was pretty go go go, but it was fun. Like me and Aaron had a lot of good time. We had some downtime to chill at the hotel and stuff, and go out for dinner and whatnot. But it was good to be kind of thrown into the waters right away because I think that's the best way to learn,
It
and that's kind
is.
of what Aaron wanted to do with me is to really just throw me in the deep end. So I'm forced to learn, right?
Well,
And
and it's
then
like it's like, are you going to be able to handle this or not? And it's like
Yeah,
very clear that you can, right? And I don't
for
think he
sure.
would have done it if he didn't think you could either. You know,
Yeah,
like
no, I agree.
as much as he has those like older brother vibes, they're not like terribly
For sure.
cruel.
Yeah, speaking of the older brother vibes, it's weird. Everyone, not everyone, but I've heard a few times people think that I'm Aaron's younger brother. Like in Brazil, a couple guys were like, "Oh, we thought you were brothers," and we're like, "Oh, no." And then I think we heard it again. I can't remember where we were. I think it was Seattle or something like that.
Yeah,
Somebody else said it. But I don't know. I don't really see it, but
I'd take it as a compliment.
yeah, I will. Yeah. Getting close to Aaron's size. That's
Right.
the goal, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's everyone's goal.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that month it went so I went to Georgia for 3 days and then I was back home for 1 day. And then I went to Whistler for the weekend with some friends.
Right.
And then I went straight from Whistler to the airport. Flew to Mexico for a family trip. And then I went straight from Mexico to Florida. And then that's when I met you guys in Florida. We had that trade show there. And then me and Aaron went to Seattle right after that, like flew to Seattle. And that's when he had the RV parked there. And then so we stayed a night there. I don't know if Aaron tell you that story, the RV?
No, no.
Yeah, so we get in to Seattle. I think we landed at about 12 a.m. at night. And then first thing when we get off, we had a bunch of bags from the trade show, right? Like we had the booth set up and stuff. So we went to go to oversized luggage, and then they literally just didn't have anything. We waited for probably like 45 minutes, and there was nothing. So
Bro.
they pretty much lost our luggage, and a bunch of people had lost their luggage. So we did like a whole loop around the airport, trying to find. We went to all the carousels to try and find this luggage, and then eventually, after looking for a bit, Aaron finds the stuff. So then we go to hop on the train because the RV was parked right beside the train station. So it
Nice.
was just one stop away. It would have been quick. We get to the train station and we missed the last train of the night by like 5 minutes. So then we're like, oh shit, let's go back to the airport. Let's go get a cab or something. All of a sudden, we realize the train station is like fully closed and the door back to the airport is shut closed too. And we're like, how the hell do we get out of here? Like, we're literally stuck in the airport or in the train station at this point. The elevator wasn't working either because you needed to have like a certain ticket to work the elevator. So we're like, oh, we're fucked. Like, we're stuck here. So we decided to go through the emergency exit, and then we went to the emergency exit, and then a security guard like caught us, and then he ended up opening the gate for us, and he showed us the actual way out. And then we went to go get an Uber, and then the Uber driver went to the wrong location and then canceled on us. Or no, sorry, the first Uber driver canceled on us after like 10 minutes. The second Uber driver went to the wrong location, and we had to find him. And then by the time we got
Jesus.
back to the RV, I think it was like 3:30 or something. So it was a long night, but it worked out in the end.
And then you just crashed on the RV.
Just crashed in the RV. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It
yeah.
was the first test run of the RV.
I mean, it's probably comfy. It's
Yeah, it
all
is.
brand new
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's got good space, and that thing's shit kicked now though after after last week. But we got to do a deep clean of it. We haven't got to that yet. So
People making fucking mud bagels.
yeah, mud bagel. Yeah, who would do that? Eh? Who would eat that too?
The amount of people that were like, "Did you eat that?" I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
ate it. It wasn't the fucking mud bagel though. And then they're just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm fucking
All of a
pretty
sudden
sure.
making you seem like you're a weirdo for eating a mud bagel. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I was hungry, bitch.
You love drywall that much, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
that
that
was
video, that was funny. That was I think Cam was literally just making a bagel and I was in there like just editing a couple of videos, and then he's like, oh, like this looks like mud when he was putting the cream cheese on. And then that's when it clicked. We're like, no way that we can do a sick video with this.
I showed that to my son. Every time that I come home from a trip, I always keep the stories in a highlights reel on my page, and
Yeah,
then we just watch them, and then we
that's
just
cool.
like we laugh about stuff. And so when he sees Cam, he's like, "Oh, it's Cam, right?" Like, "Oh, Cam was there or whatever." And then I'm like, yeah, but watch this video. And he's like, Sean's always fucking telling me to make him coffees. And he's like, he looks at me, he's
It's
like,
like,
no, no, you
I don't
didn't.
like Ken.
I was like, no, I
That's
didn't.
funny. No,
Yeah, it was good though, man.
that's
It's
cool.
I can't wait for the trash talking video to come out. Like
Yeah, no, that's gonna
that.
be good. I've looked at a couple of those clips. We finished the action video like editing,
Yes,
but
yes.
I think we're gonna post it on Tuesday because we wanted to take it easy this week
Yeah,
because we
dude.
posted a lot of content last week, and we kind of noticed that um the videos this week aren't doing that well in terms of like engagement,
Yeah.
probably because we overloaded with content. Everyone's just sick of it. So we're just giving it a chill week, and then yeah, Tuesday we're gonna get put that action video out. That should be good.
Buddy, it was dope. That was
Oh,
a
it
good
was dope.
that
Yeah.
was a
Wait till
good
you
time.
watch the video. It's
Uh,
good.
I'm
'Cause I
so excited.
yeah, I think everyone listening to this will have already probably seen it by then, right? Because this comes out on Sundays. You do
Yeah,
or
next Sunday. So
the
it'll
one
be a
coming up
couple.
or the next
Yeah,
one?
no, it'll be
Yeah,
the one coming up.
the
It'll
one
be
coming up. Okay, yeah. So it'll be right before the video releases. Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, we got all the sound effects going and the different songs and stuff. So
Brilliant.
Aaron's on his way to Victoria right now, I think. And he's like the island, and he's sending me songs still. He's like, "Oh, this would be a good song to use. This would be a good song." He loves it so much.
I looked at Cam when we were doing it, and I'm like, he's loving this shit right now. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's like I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Oh, I
Good,
know.
because it's like goofy and funny, but like those types of videos are hilarious. And it like
They're
really
awesome.
took like 2 hours maybe to
Yeah, yeah. And it's gonna be a good video we can look back on, and I think people will like it. I was talking to Elliot today. We were talking about the video, and he was laughing at it. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you don't see any other companies doing this stuff. Like, he's like, this just shows that we don't give a fuck. Like, we'll
yeah.
do it because we think it's funny, right? And I
Well,
think it's awesome.
and work hard, play hard, man. Like we also killed a 30,000 board foot house. Like
Yeah, let's have some fun, right? Yeah.
uh Cam and I talked about that today too, where we were like starting to put the numbers together, where it was like, okay, there's 750 feet of beat around the windows, and then another 40 sticks of specialty, and then all the no code, and then all the stand-ups. I was like, I bet you there was 1,500 feet of beat in that fucking house too.
Oh yeah, because
Like,
that was going on the whole time. Like I didn't realize because that was my first time being on like an actual site
yeah,
really where I'm actually watching it happen live. And I knew what corner bead was but I didn't realize it's used that much on that many different types of corners. And the fast edge too was cool to see because I've
yeah.
never actually seen that being used before too. But we only use a little bit of the fast edge, right? On like the
E-
door frames and stuff.
Um, the fast edge was like all the odd corners, all that
Okay.
crap by the
Like that
stairs,
that weird that
the ro
tunnel
ex
ceiling thing.
exactly the cockpit.
Yeah, the cockpit. Yeah,
um, one of
yeah.
the other things I really liked was everyone else filming. Like
Hmm.
I didn't put out hardly any content while we were working just because it's like there was just so much to do.
Oh,
And
for
then
sure.
and then a couple days later, like SurePro's putting out stuff and Trimtex is putting out stuff and you're putting
Yeah,
out stuff. Like when I went through my page the other day, I was like, I missed half of this
yeah.
fucking
No, yeah.
stuff that came
Because
like
people are collaborating too, right?
just
So
liking everything. Like you're just trying
yeah,
to
like
you're
oh,
just trying to
what happened? Yeah,
stay ahead of what's going on.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, it's there's those Sure Pro video and the trim text video is good, really good stuff.
they've got like hours of content too, like
Yeah,
hours and hours and
so do
hours.
I.
Yeah.
I filled up. I think I filled up about 500 gigabytes of video on
Okay.
my actual camera, and then on my phone, I also have a shit ton of video. So we're gonna have content for a long time here.
Good. But that's the idea behind something like this. Like when you look
Yeah,
at the marketing aspect of it, is a company could come in and do whatever they're going to do to get their place in something like this, but then they're going to get 40 hours of content.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
typically these companies are paying whatever they're paying for a 30-second video.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
If
but
you've
they're
got
getting this
hours and
stuff.
hours, it's a
Yeah,
fucking 6 months worth of content.
that's what I'm gonna do. Like, this week I was mostly just kind of getting organized and getting a couple of the videos out. And then next week I'm going to start going through the SD cards with all the footage. And that's when I'll probably start editing the YouTube series we're doing, which
Yeah,
we can talk about that in a bit.
I think we should.
Uh,
Yep.
uh, but I'm going to have, yeah, for every brand that sponsor us, every company, I'm going to have so much video for them. So I'm going to make files for each one so
Hmm.
I can send it to them. So they're going to have a bunch of free B-roll that they can use on their media. And then same for you guys too. Like I'm gonna have files for all of you guys, I think. And then yeah, I'll send you hours of video of you working, hours of Teak, hours of Danny. Everyone's gonna get a lot of content they can use.
Which is dope. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I've never been in a situation like that before,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it was pretty cool, man.
yeah.
And you
I
guys are
was
really good at it. It's not
yeah.
like your
Thank you.
buddy holding the phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I hear a lot of drywallers have, right? This is their buddy or their kids holding their phone or something.
Yeah.
Somebody
The,
holding their
the
yeah.
guy you don't trust to do your three ways is filming your fucking
Yeah, yeah.
content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. It's let's talk about the YouTube stuff. So Colombia, for anybody that's listening, Colombia has a huge footprint on YouTube, but it's a lot of Phil and it's a lot of Aaron taking the tools apart and putting it back together. Like that's probably
It's
what
pretty
do you think? 80% of it?
Yeah, pretty much all of it. Especially recently, it's a lot of old stuff that's been reposted, right? So
Right. So this is going to kind of like revitalize the YouTube page of like big content.
yeah.
Um, have you figured out your release schedule? Are you just going to do it once a week or
I think we're gonna do one episode a week. So those episodes
dope?
will probably start coming out. I'm assuming we'll do what is it, May 16th right now. I'm assuming we'll probably start like June 1st will be the first one.
Perfect.
Um and we'll kind of build some hype to it. Like we'll post clips of it and maybe make a trailer or something like that, right?
Hmm.
And get everyone to see it. We'll get you guys to share it and stuff. And then yeah, we're gonna do like 5 episodes. So day 1 to 5, we're just gonna merge day 5 and 6 into one episode because it was
Yeah.
pretty much just sanding, right, and just finishing up. Um, and yeah, we're just gonna do day by day for each episode of how the whole project went. A lot of it's gonna be like I think it will be 5 to 10 minutes long for each
Hmm.
one. Um, a lot of it's gonna be just like B-roll with like music behind it of the tools being used. But then I also interviewed everyone every day, so there'll be parts where you guys are getting interviewed about what your plan is for the day, what tools you're using, because everyone was kind of using different techniques, which was cool.
Yep.
So you get to see that, and then Aaron was like the host of this, right? So he's the guy who did the updates every day. So start of the video will be like, "Hey, it's day one. We're doing this. Today is the plan." And then at the end of the video, it'll be like, "Okay, we finished up this, but we didn't get this done. We're gonna do it tomorrow." Um, yeah, so should be a pretty good structure for the video, and then it'd be like almost like a little Netflix series,
Yeah. That's
pretty
the way I
much. But
look at it.
yeah, yeah. Hey, maybe one day we'll get up there.
I messaged
'Cause
him last year.
Netflix
Yeah.
for this project.
Pretty much. Not this project, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
basically what I had said was I told him about the community. I told him about the podcast and what we were doing and what. So way back then, I was talking about getting basically the Predator rig and making a podcast studio in the back of it, and then
that would
driving
be cool.
across the country from here to there, stopping off at job sites, helping for a
Yeah,
couple of days, taking them to a dinner, and then having a podcast. And then
that's cool.
so
Yeah,
you would do that all the way across, but I was like, that's an expensive venture. So I was like, I'll fucking talk to Netflix about this.
for sure.
Um, and then was very quickly humbled. Actually,
Yeah,
I messaged him on Instagram. It's not like I fucking did anything
did a
properly.
whole yeah email the manager or anything. Yeah,
No.
oh, that's a good idea. I mean, that I could see that being a thing for sure.
Oh, dude, we'll
Yeah.
fucking do it
Hey,
ourselves
well,
now.
yeah, exactly. Once this, like, I mean, I think when this comes out too, this YouTube series, people will get a taste of what we're actually doing, and everyone gets to see it, and hopefully it turns out pretty good, which I think it will. We got lots of good video, and I got you to explain a few things too, like the tools you're using and why you're using them. I got a few of the people to do that too. So there's going to
Yeah.
be some good educational stuff as well for people who might not know about all these tools.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's always people out there that know more Like, if you were able to talk to Phil about stuff, that's really, the guy you want to talk to. But like basic stuff, like when you don't even know what the tools are, talking to somebody like me about it, I'm somewhat new with them. So it's not like overly technical, and it's like it'll get you started, as opposed to like if you're going to somebody like Phil, you're like asking about how do top tier people use these tools. It's like, how do you drive, or how do you drive in NASCAR?
Yeah, you're
It's a
getting
very different conversation.
yeah, you're asking the big league guys.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think this thing started so small. Like we just wanted another excuse to work together and found one. And then I think
Yeah.
Trimtex was the first person we talked to. And it was like, wouldn't it be cool if we got the bead for free? Because then we could do like nicer bead. And then it just started to snowball.
And
And
they're
then it was
getting they're
like,
getting a lot out of it too, like we talked about earlier, like all the content and the exposure, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
I think once everybody really understands what happened last week, like it was really cool for all of us in the community that we got together and did what we did. But
Mhm.
all the behind the scenes stuff, like when other companies see what we did, they're going to be on board. Like
Yeah, 100%.
I'll be shocked if there isn't some sort of a fight for the next one.
Oh
Um,
yeah, like there's multiple companies that are trying to provide the same stuff. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because there's probably a limit to it, right?
Well, I mean, if somebody's paying to have their knives there, they're the only knives there. And if somebody's
Yep,
paying to have their stilts there, they're the only stilts there. And it's like, there'll be another one. Everyone calm down. And
for
then
sure.
the
Yeah.
the the cool part about that is we do it quarterly or whatever. And then
Yeah.
like you're not chasing people. You're picking out of a lineup.
Yep. Yep.
And I think that's going to be huge, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I'm excited if whenever we do this again. I had an absolute blast last week, and yeah, it seems like they got big plans for it. So
Yeah, that's going to be pretty dope. Yeah,
yeah,
and I mean, I couldn't think of somebody better to work for. Like it's I've seen Aaron like wound up a little bit where it's like he's trying to overachieve,
yeah,
which he does,
which is
right?
which is the a good thing in a way. Like he does, it's better than underachieving, right? Or
Yes.
he gives more than he needs to, but it's awesome. It's a great
Yeah,
trait he has.
but I've never seen him get wound up over something silly. Never.
No, yeah, yeah.
And there's been a lot of silly shit over the last year and a half, and it's just like he's like, so
Yeah, no, I've noticed that even just working with Aaron, it's the same thing. I think he's yet to yell at me. So
yeah.
I'm waiting for that day though.
Oh,
Aaron,
I
I'm ready
know.
if you're listening to me.
I know you better pack new underwear that day.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be a scary day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Only yelling he's done to me is Kaden, no. The
No.
videos, yeah.
When I was there when he answered the phone when you were like, the blooper video, I tell you to shut the fuck up. Is that okay or no?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
And he's
put it in, put it in.
put it in. 100% put it in. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
dude.
funny.
So Tuesday, that'll be dope. I'm super stoked about that. That new
Yeah,
video, it's gonna be
oh, it
good.
should be good. This one's longer too. It's longer than the Predator Brazil one because we just had more people, we had a bigger storyline too. So yeah.
When when we all sat down at that table, we're eating that pizza, and you're going through this whole thing. I'm like, how much time are we like?
Yeah, this
This is a
is a
big
movie.
story. Yeah,
It's a
this
movie,
is.
yeah.
But as it goes through, you start to see it come together. You're like, oh yeah, it'll probably be 5 minutes or something, but it'll
Yeah.
be worth it.
The funny thing is me and Aaron, we had an idea what we were gonna do, but we put together that script in the Pizza Hut parking lot like 20
Yeah,
minutes before that that pizza meeting.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool because yeah, like Aaron, he likes making these videos, obviously, and I do too. Like I really enjoy it. I've always been into like making little skits and stuff, and me and my sister, when we were kids, we used to make little stupid skits, like just funny
Yeah.
videos and stuff. And Aaron told me he did the same thing when he was younger too with his buddies, and so it's kind of cool. We both get to do that together now for fun, and it's for work too. Like we're still making content and it's getting the word out there a bit, right? So
Well, and the joke of all of that is it's gonna work too. Like people
Yeah.
are you're gonna have viewership that you weren't going to have before
Oh yeah. Like
because of that kind of stuff. And that's so dope.
that Predator Brazil video was like the best video we had done in a long time. And we got a lot of followers from it. Like we got a lot of new people following Colombia. So
Yeah, it's cool, man. And I mean, the you get to a certain point where it's like everybody knows the people using the tools. Everybody kind of knows the tools. Like there's a brand behind it. Everybody gets the brand. But then like what makes you special though now, right? Once everybody knows that story, like at least for me, I was in love with Columbia Tools right away. And I was shocked when they started reposting my stories and things like that. And there was this like sense of community that came with it.
yeah.
And that was enough for the beginning. And then you start, like, I met Aaron. I went and saw the shop. It's Canadian made, it's family owned. It's like there's all these extra things that you don't catch. And then at the very end of it, now there's the sense of humor that comes with it. And like we are here to have fun. I've heard Aaron say more than once, I don't care if this doesn't work. We're going to do it.
Yeah. So I've
And
heard that too multiple
yeah.
times.
And
Yeah. It's
when
like his
that's,
motto.
yeah.
That
And
is
when that's the attitude, when you're like spitballing, that's the right way to do it. It's
100%.
like this could flop. So,
But if yeah, but if you, a lot of people might think like that and then they're too scared to do it because they think it might flop. But
yeah,
that's what makes it work is because Aaron actually does it no matter what. And then it works out most of the time, at least, right? So
pull the
you'll,
trigger. Yeah.
you'll never do it if you don't actually try.
Yeah. And I mean, I think of like real corporate companies, they wouldn't have been able to get through the video. Like they could try, but they never would.
No, not at all.
We had that conversation too about this site. Like it's just a matter of time before other people try and do it. Let them go ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
Try
100%.
try and find 8 people that want to hang out together and have a good time in a stressful situation, and it all be juice. Like good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah. I think it's the community is what keeps everyone chill. Like you guys are all friends, right? And
Yeah,
we're all friends. Like, uh, even I already feel like friends with you guys, and I've only met
totally.
you 2 times, right, or 3 times or whatever. And you know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty wild, man. So then what's the next step with you? Like what's next other than like this mountain of like
Yeah, that's what's next for sure. But yeah, no. So I've recently been doing more of like the marketing stuff,
mm-hmm,
and so we're just kind of working on getting a good system going for that. Because I'm also doing sales as well.
mm-hmm.
So just trying to balance both of that. And yeah, so next couple of weeks we'll be kind of working on that. And then me, Joe, Addison, which are the two new sales guys as well.
Who are
And
great, by the
then
way.
they're awesome. Yeah, both of them are super cool. I work with Joe in person, like he works in the desk next to me. So we've spent lots of time together so far. And he's super cool, super easy to get along with. And he's like the sales director. So he's kind
Mhm.
of like helping out me and Addison, which is good. And he's got lots of experience. He's been in sales for like 30 years. So it's
Yeah,
pretty cool to have him by my
I,
side.
I can tell with Joe. He's a real sales guy. Like
Yeah.
coming to site and doing what he's doing, but it's like he just has the mannerisms of a good salesperson. He has the right attitude as a good salesperson. I made sure that he took my number before he left. I'm like, if you have any questions, just call me. Like
Yeah.
I would not do that for anybody.
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
idiot
that's
from
cool.
another company. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, you do need to have a veteran in a sales team. I don't think the whole
Yeah.
sales team should be because then you have clashing ideas and stuff.
That's true.
It's
Yeah. That's
I
a good
think
point.
the way that this has been built has been really smart, and like especially having you put into the sales team because you're getting the Aaron side of the business too, where you see it all.
Yep.
You've met us all, you know us all, you know the tools, you've seen the tool, like you were running the tools.
Yeah, I was running the tools. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I was
man.
really looking forward for that. Yeah. Yeah, Aaron made a joke when kind of all of us had just started, me, Addison, and Joe. He said, "This is a reference for only the Canadians will probably understand this here." But he called me Connor Bedard, and then he said, "Yeah, Caden's like the Connor Bedard, and then Addison's like the Connor McDavid, And then Joe's like the Wayne Gretzky of this team because
Right.
Joe's the veteran. Addison, he's been in sales for like 8 years. So he's like he's in McDavid. He's up there. And then I'm the Bedard. I'm like the fresh guy, the new star. So yeah, it was a funny little reference that he made.
And I mean, you're doing a great job so far, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's like a resounding um the input that I get from everybody is just that you're killing it, right? So it's like the corporate world and like the sales part of it is going to be easy compared to all the rest of it because
Oh, for sure.
when you're like um kind of making friends and building relationships with clients and stuff, you're going to kill it, right? Like
Yeah.
you're already good at
That's what it's
that.
all about, right?
Yeah.
Even like, yeah, first couple like sales trips I've been on, and I've literally just been that us hanging out with these guys from other companies that are potentially going to sell our tools, and we've already made a couple good friends with these guys, and they want to get sell our tools. Like it's that easy, right? You just got to talk to them, hang out with them, and obviously got to have the knowledge. So I'm still learning, and last week was a big
Hmm.
opportunity for me to learn. And I learned probably, I know 10 times more than I did, 100 times more than I did 2 weeks ago after last week. So yeah, just get better from here.
Yeah, and like you saw it all. It's not like
Yeah.
you read it in a book. And
No.
I think a lot of salespeople are not hands-on, and that's going to make a big difference.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
To
then
build
like
actually, no. Like, because I've already had a couple times where somebody hands me a tool. Like me and Addison went down to Seattle and some guys were handing us tools and asking us questions. And at first it was, yeah, we didn't really know what to say about it. But now I could, yeah, pick up a tool and actually know exactly how to use it.
yeah, and
It
what
was
and
pretty
why
cool.
and how and
What, why, yeah, what this
yeah.
does, what it's for, what, the, even the steps of when you would use this tool and stuff. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like you were saying, like these people want to be involved with the company, and you're a good reference point to that for all of these other reasons. But like, you want to have a sales guy that when you call them, they answer the phone like, "Hey, man, like we're buddies. What can I do for
Yeah.
you?" And I
How's it
think,
going? Like, instead of what do you need, like you actually want to talk to them, literally
yeah,
see how their life's going.
yeah, and I mean, it's especially you got the opportunity to go down and meet these people. It's a face to the name. Like, I think the
Yep.
whole structure of it is really starting to make sense.
Hmm.
Get a couple of good guys and send them everywhere. You don't get 100 guys that like you're just never going to find that good pick of a bushel anyways. Like there's never going to
Yeah.
be that many good people. You're just filling people in and that it's going to lack, right? So,
Yeah. A lot of people too, if you're just talking over the phone, it's one thing. But yeah, when you do actually go and meet people, because we got, trips planned and there's three of us now. And actually Aaron still travels too. So uh it's an opportunity for, yeah, to put a face to the name, like you said, make the company more personable.
what were you doing before this? Like you were in cinematography already,
Yeah, so I was in sales before this. I was working
right?
at a sports store. I was selling like ski equipment and like hockey gear and stuff. So I've always liked sales. It's a bit like my dad was a salesman.
Hmm.
My stepdad's and he was in sales for a bit too. Um, and it's something I've always liked. So I got into that job a few years ago. I think I worked there for about 2 years before I came to Columbia. So yeah, about a couple years ago. Um, and then yeah, I instantly liked it right away and felt like I was pretty good at it. Like
Hmm.
it was pretty easy to talk to people and to sell this stuff. I actually almost broke the sales record 1 month for like the entire store. At the time, it was held by my old boss that worked there.
Nice.
He sold like $65,000 in 1 month. He had
Shit.
the record, and I hit 64,000.
Oh,
And I was $1,000 away. I was about to call people in to come like buy shit from me.
you're like,
I
hey,
didn't.
I need my
Yeah.
next two Christmas presents.
Now, yeah, no. So yeah, it was fun. It was a bit of a game, right? Like on that side of things, and it was just cool to work somewhere where you could talk to people and do
Totally.
that. So then, yeah, and then I also did the video stuff on the side. So I've always, like I said, when I was younger, did little videos and stuff. And then I got a drone when I was like 14, I think.
Right.
Um, and that's when I first started making more like cinematic videos. I did like a fishing video one year with like a GoPro and a drone, and then bunch of, my family members and friends liked it. And then that's when I got my first gig actually from that video. Somebody
Nice.
saw it and they showed somebody, and then they were like, "Oh, we need a video done for our company. Like, can you do it?" And then it was like a little online bank for teenagers. It was a company that was just kind of starting up. And yeah, I went into that not knowing at all what I was doing really. Like I literally went there. I'm like, holy shit, like I've never done this before. I was 14 at the time.
Yo,
And I literally met these guys in a park and just started filming a bunch of shit. And then I ended up whipping it together. And after like sitting down and editing, it came together like perfectly. And I was like, wow. And then, I gave it to them. They paid me a couple $100. And then once they paid me, I was like, oh, I can actually make money doing this. Like,
oh yeah.
this is crazy. So then after that, I kind of, I did like a real estate video for like a family friend, and then kind of just kept doing little jobs for the next few years or so. And then I ended up doing my first wedding video last year.
Nice.
Um, that went pretty well as well. And then I still do a couple of side jobs once in a while. Like obviously I'm working full time, so I
I was
can't.
gonna say you're about to have no
Yeah.
time for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I have before Columbia started. I started with Columbia. I have two weddings already booked in the summer that I got to do. So yeah, I've always liked doing the video stuff. And then Aaron and Elliot knew that, and they knew me really well because my dad
Mhm.
and Elliot were best friends through high school. And then Aaron and my dad were also good friends through Elliot, obviously. And so they called me up one day and were like, "Hey, like, you looking for a new job?" And I was like, "Yeah, definitely."
Yeah.
And then
Fuck
yeah, I
sporting
kind of
apparel.
yeah, fuck that. I'm going to drywall tools. And
That's right.
at the time I was like, what the hell are drywall tools? Not really, but I knew a little bit about it, but honestly didn't know much.
I remember having that conversation with you where you were like, um, I was telling people that I was gonna go do drywall tool fucking videos,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people didn't know it was a thing, and it's like, bro, it's a thing.
Well, that's the craziest thing. Like, so Elliot, over the phone and the whole process of me getting hired told me about this stuff. He's like, yeah, there's like a pretty big social media presence for this, whatever. He's like, we have 40,000 followers. And I was like, what the hell? Like 40,000 followers? And then that was one thing. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I checked out their page and I saw all these videos, but I still didn't really get a sense of what it actually was until really Florida is
Yeah.
when I realized, like when Aaron told me who we were going to Florida with, like you and Danny and Cam, and I was like, holy crap, like there's like a full community out here. And then I started seeing more and more people's stuff, like then I see like Lydia's stuff. Like she's got like 370,000 followers or something crazy. Like Phil has like 150,000 or something crazy. I'm like, what? I was shocked at first. Like I was like, wow. And then yeah, now we're here and we're doing videos like that project last week. We had 8 content creators. Like I was telling people, yeah, like my friends, like, what are you doing this week? And I'm like, oh yeah, we've got a bunch of content creators coming in to collaborate on a house together to finish it. And we're doing like a big YouTube series and stuff. And everyone is just like, yeah, literally, what the hell? Like, what are you doing?
So we once a week we do maybe it's once every other week. Either that or I missed the one last week, but Troll has like a live with like our handler. And he just goes through everything, what's coming up, what new stuff, new content they're looking for, all that kind of stuff. And as soon as I logged in, he was just like, "Oh, Brawley's dad, you guys fucking killed it last week with the
Yeah,
content." And it's like, yeah, like
that's cool.
it's being recognized for doing cool stuff is really fun, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
especially on a like a big brand like that. Like
oh
they
yeah,
got like they're pretty big. I've seen lots of people in public wearing their clothes.
it's pretty huge, man.
Yeah, it's a cool brand. I really like it. And after wearing those hats, that like the hat you gave me and like the Gilbert sisters gave me, people comment on it like, "Oh, I like your hat." Like it's cool stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not full of shit either, and they're not corporate, right? It's
Yeah.
like all the companies that I really like, their stuff doesn't make sense on paper. And that usually means that it's good for us.
Yep.
And
Yep.
when you do things good for the end user, it works, right? It's like
People come back.
totally, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my following is because I do a lot of this kind of shit. Like I don't just like hide on sites by myself. I'm like constantly working with other people. It's
Yep.
constantly fun.
Inviting
Um,
people out to podcasts, stuff like that.
yeah, man. Yeah, the
Yeah.
podcast has been a bunch of it too. And I really didn't think it was going to be, I honestly didn't think anybody was going to be listening, to be very honest about it.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, like the relationships that I've built just off of having people on the podcast, like some of these people I talk to on a regular basis now, you just keep in
that's
touch,
cool.
right? And it's like, so when you need to build a team for something or like you want to collaborate with people, there's like fucking 10 people that are like, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like you know, you kind of pick and choose. In the mud was talking about going down to Texas, and
Okay.
that'd be dope.
That would be
Get
cool. Yeah.
get down there.
It's
Um,
inside. Yeah. Like go and do like an in-person podcast there. Or?
oh, I'll go work with him.
Oh, I'll go work. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just
yeah,
collaborate. Yeah. Yeah.
we'll get something going.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
people after seeing what we did last week, I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to do that stuff on their own too, right?
totally.
Like it's pretty cool. I know you guys have done it before.
Yeah.
I've heard like I think Danny and like the Gilberts did it or something, right?
Yeah,
Um,
we've had a couple of sites where we've gone and all collaborated together. Like Nate from Nathan's Drywall and I have, Steve from Whitby Drywall and I have. Like I've been
yeah.
to Illinois with a bunch of people a couple of times. I've been down by myself a couple of times. Like
Nice.
it's like you're going to be working. Why does it have to be miserable? Like just go make it
Have some
not
fun.
miserable. Yeah. And then, you know, you get it done in a third of the time. Like that house should have taken somebody a month.
That's what I
Um,
heard. Yeah. Like three to 4 weeks worth of work.
yeah,
Crazy.
fucking 6 days.
Yeah. Nuts. And it was a good job too. It
I
looked
think it
good.
I think it was,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's I went around afterwards, did all the touch-ups and like it was looking pretty clean, man, for what we were left with, and like what we showed up with. I think we knocked it out of the park, but you know, time will tell. But I mean,
Yeah.
that
We'll
seems
see
to
if
be
we'll see if
everyone's
it
thought.
starts cracking and falling apart in
Yeah,
the next
right.
few weeks. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say earlier because we talked about the kind of the plans for the next little bit here is
Yes.
I never got to it. We're going to Dallas in June.
Hmm.
Me, Joe Addison, and Aaron. So that's coming up pretty quick actually. We kind of got everything booked, Airbnb and stuff like that. And yeah, we have like it's like a training day, university day for like a big company in the States sells construction materials. So
Dope.
they got like I think like 70, almost 70 tool companies and material companies coming out to like have booths and stuff. So kind of like a trade show, right?
Yep.
So we'll set up there, have a bit of a trade show, and then um, yeah, it should be good. I think we'll be presenting and stuff as well, and it'd be cool to get the whole team together. It'll be our
Hmm.
first trip with the whole team, so I'm looking forward to it.
That kind of stuff's big too, because there's a presence that Columbia brings, and I don't know if Aaron's picked up on that or not, but it's like it's not the same as everybody else. So it's like, especially when you bring your whole team down there, we brought the whole team, right?
Yeah,
And it's
this is
ev-
us. This is the A team we call it.
yeah, everybody
Yeah.
gets to meet everybody, and it's just like everybody gets along. Like
Yep.
there's no way these big companies have sales teams where everybody's getting along, and like you could all stay in a house for a week. Like there's just no way.
No. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
you don't see it often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting times, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it was when you made that video in Florida where it was just candid, Danny and I talking about the knives, and like when we were unpacking, I did that windmill thing, like all of that
Mhm.
silliness.
Yeah.
Like Aaron walks around the corner, he's like, "Oh, I didn't even have to come." Like
Yeah.
it's
Little stuff like that. Yeah.
well, we never would have got that, and like
No.
that's the kind of stuff that like having you around with a camera, it's like that's all the stuff that only we know about. That's fun, and then now everybody gets to see it. It's gonna be
Yep.
big.
It's
I
just like
think.
a good inside look on everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how was it having Addison at you guys' place? Because I know he was
He's a
pretty it was first time meeting all you guys, right? So
he's a
how was it?
riot. He's a
Yeah.
riot. Yeah, it was not everybody was there yet. And Cam and I are standing in the kitchen. There's just this like mountain of like dispensary shit on the counter. So
Yeah.
he kind of walks in and we're like, um, we smoke weed. If you don't like that, get out. And he just kind of like looked at us. And like, I don't know, man. He was like one of the guys real quick. Like he's another one that just it, if you're bullshitting, he's got the right stories for that. If you're talking business, he's got the right stories for that. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna do really well.
Oh
And
yeah, for sure.
we like digged at him a couple of the nights. Um, like mixing the mud, man. Him just replenishing buckets so we could keep going was such a huge thing. And then that first night when we talked about it, we're like, yeah, it's good to be a mud bitch, like kind of like
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
kind of fuck with him a little bit. And he took it like a champ. And like the
Quite a
next,
good comeback, right? Like
oh yeah.
he's good at he's good. He's got some good one-liners.
And
Like
then
he's
the like next day it was like, I think everybody pulled him aside, just like, by the way, this is like huge that you're doing this. And it's like,
yeah,
if you can keep the people motoring going, then and they don't have to stop, it doesn't break their momentum. And then you can get so much work done. Like having
oh for sure.
a third set of hands instead of, it makes a big
Yeah.
difference. Yeah, it would have been cool to spend a little bit more time with Joe, but I feel like I kind of picked him up. Like I knew what he
Yeah.
was all about
He
right away.
definitely, yeah. He had lots going on that week in terms of like sales stuff. So I think he only came a little bit, but I'm sure you'll get some time to hang out with them. Like we'll probably one of these trips coming up if you're going or something like that.
I'm always down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know you are.
A
Yeah.
couple of times Aaron's been like, well, who's going to be able to make it out to all of these things? And I just like fucking
I will. Yeah.
put my hand. He's like, of course you fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
When did you start like getting close with like Aaron and Columbia Tools, like to the
So,
point where you do come out to a lot of stuff like this?
so for like 2 years, pretty much, I was constantly posting. Anytime that I had a Columbia tool in my hand, it was on my stories kind of thing.
Yep.
And then last, I guess 2 Novembers ago, when he did the Black Friday at CSR, I met him. And then in April, he invited me out to Vegas. And then pretty much ever since Vegas, it's been like 2 or 3 months go by and I see him again.
Yeah. I know
It's
you guys probably got some good time to hang out in Vegas, I'm sure.
yeah, it was a really weird, man, because we had never really spent any time together. And then we're out in Vegas sharing a hotel room.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was like a door between the two rooms, right? So we both
Yeah,
had
yeah.
our own rooms, but he kind of has this conversation of he's like, my wife's like, so do you know this guy? And he's like, oh,
Oh.
I haven't really thought about it. No, I don't know this guy. And then it was the same thing back to him, right? Where everybody's just like, so like, do you know him at all?
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude. But I mean, Aaron's like a big brother, man. He's got like big brother vibes. He's always looking out for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Everything's like nothing's a big deal, man. Like we're good. And I don't know. I think we hit it off. First
Yeah.
thing I said to him, I walked up to their table at CSR. I was like, so these are taping tools, right? Like, and then
Yeah.
he kind of looked at me and then I think he recognized who I was a little bit and we kind of laughed about it. I was dating somebody at the time and she was like, she said that I was going to a drywall awards ceremony. And I was like, it's not an award ceremony. I'm going to a fucking
Bruh.
like a
Yeah.
thing, right? And like
Drywall
a
awards ceremony.
so he's like drywall award ceremony, and then Kersey Slade made these big cookies for everybody, and he was like, "Let's take a picture that it looks like I'm giving you this Columbia Cookie Award." And I was like, right at that moment, I'm like, "We're gonna be friends.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be cool."
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, man, but we've done a
That's
ton of
funny.
shit since then, and it's like it just seems
Yeah.
like every couple of months we see each other again, which is good. It's I can't do enough for the company. Like every time I leave, I'm like, just let me know what else I can do because this is dope.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. It's I've seen what you do. Like I've only been here for a couple months, few months, but you do lots of stuff for Aaron and for the company and it's awesome.
Seeing it doesn't feel like it at all. It feels like, do you know
If
what
you're
I mean?
yeah, no, if you're like it's just like hanging out, right?
Yeah.
If you're having fun, then it's good job, right?
And it's fun. Like it's
Yeah.
not work. Like
That's what
now
I've noticed. Yeah.
last week kind of was. And so
Yeah.
like I woke up Wednesday Wednesday or Thursday, and I felt like I got hit by a truck. Like my back was sore, my fucking chest was sore, my all my muscles were sore, and like it just was what
You
it was. And then we went downstairs, everybody was in the same position. We're like, okay, let's get a coffee, go back to work. And nobody said shit. We just like right back to work.
just kept doing it. Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah.
coffee machine, that was a lifesaver. Hey, having that in the RV, having the
Oh yeah.
RV there was awesome.
Yeah, I was worried about the girls' bathroom because it's like, the old boys are gross. Like, we don't care, man. But it's
Yeah.
like you don't want to like have girls using a porta potty if
No,
there's other ways of doing it. So
for sure.
it was nice for them to have that. And then yeah, man, to be able to like cook a bagel or like have a cold drink all day long, no matter what day, no matter what time. Like I think the
Yeah.
Red Bulls saved the day.
Oh yeah, actually true. Yeah, we went through a couple cases of those, I think.
The first time I went out and I got two like packs of them and then a bunch of those white ones. And I went out the next morning and there was none. And I think
Yeah.
Brad went for the
Brad
next
went,
one.
yeah.
And it was just like 100% kept us going.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
had a few of those for sure.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope, man. We're getting real close to an hour.
Yeah, we can I don't know, what do you think?
Hmm.
We can wrap it up pretty quick here.
Well, yeah. It's
It's been yeah, it's been good. Um I want to tell the viewers about me and Danny's little water fight we had going on.
oh, I would love
Forgot
to,
to
yeah, we
mention.
should do that. We should
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
we so it's still not over, Danny, if you're listening.
Yeah, it's
It's
never
still
gonna
not
be
over.
over.
Danny's up. He's up 2-1 right now, I think, on me. So how this happened was I was washing some tools just before lunch, I think. And Danny, Danny he likes to chirp a little bit. Nice friendly chirps though. I think he gave me a little chirp or something. So then I went to go splash him with a little bit of water on his foot. Just a little spray or whatever, but it ended up being a bit more than I meant and kind of got his foot pretty soaked.
A bit more. Yeah.
So then yeah, a bit more. I think you saw it. Yeah. So then he wasn't having it. So right away he runs up to me because I kind of kept taunting him after that. He runs up to me, grabs the hose, puts it right in my face, like just, and I just mouthed all this water and
Yeah.
yeah, just soaking wet. And then I run away right away because I didn't have the hose. And then he's, spraying in the air, he's laughing. And then I see the bucket there. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go for the bucket and dump it on him. So
Yeah.
I
It's
run for the
heavy.
bucket, but I forgot water's heavy. And there's a couple flat boxes in there too. So I go to dump it and I'm like, oh shit, like there's no way I'm gonna do this. So then I just get soaked even more because he's standing there spraying me. And then we got that one on video, and then I said I was gonna get revenge. And then so after lunch, when we were just finishing, I filled up a compound tube full of water, sucked it
I
up. I went in the house, hid behind the front door, and I got Steph, like Teak Interiors, to call Danny in, and Cam too was calling him in, and then everyone kind of walked in all at once, so that was the problem. So I almost sprayed the Gilberts before I sprayed Danny because they're
that would have
right
been a
there.
bad move.
Yeah, it would have been bad. Yeah. So then I was like, oh shit, snuck back in, and then Danny was there and just unloaded the compound tube on him. And then
He was
I
wet.
thought, yeah, he was wet, and then because he was wet and I was dry that by this time, he ran up to me. I went to go dab him up. He ran up to me and jumped on me and grabbed me like a leech.
Yeah.
Just uh held on to me like so tight, got me wet. And then I thought we were done by this point. The end of the day comes. Cam gave me a t-shirt. I've been wanting a It's a Man Cam t-shirt.
Yeah.
I put it on. I go inside to change, put it on. It's all fresh. Walk out, and Danny's there with a fucking bucket and just gets me right from the side. And then yeah, it was that was pretty much the end of it there. But Danny's up 2-1, I think. So
So in the back, so the day previous to that, I washed all the tools with the guys and fucking soaked my feet like
oh yeah,
in cold
yeah.
water. Like my pants were soaked, everything was soaked, but it had to get done kind of thing. And the whole time you guys are fucking around like that, I'm like, I would be on the balcony above these two with two
That's
buckets of water, but I didn't want to say shit because
that's
I was like,
yeah, yeah. It was a good idea. I said that to Danny after the trip was over. I told him that I was like I was planning on doing that. I actually was planning the same thing,
see,
but I was like I don't know. It's a little much at that point, right? I felt like the war had already kind of finished.
oh
But
yeah,
hey, it would have been good. Aaron was telling me how I think he was one of the balconies on like the third floor or something. When he was up there, he was chucking. I don't know what he was chucking. He was chucking something out the window, like chucking water or something like that.
yeah.
From I don't remember what it was from, but he said he kept just like dumping water out the window, or off the balcony. But he said he wasn't looking any at all whenever he would do it. So he's kind of just waiting for someone to be walking by and
Hey,
get splashed. Yeah. And be from the third floor too. It's like up so high, right?
dude,
Um,
a bucket of water would be very heavy by the time it went 3 floors down. Like that would flatten you.
oh yeah. No, he was doing it wasn't bucket. I don't know what it
No,
was.
no,
It's
I
like
know what you meant, but I
yeah, but
mean,
if somebody
it'd
did, yeah, dump a fucking bucket from up there, that would take you out for sure.
be a good one for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's crazy that house is 3 floors too. It's
Yeah, dude.
a big house.
Yeah, it really was. And like I had been in and out of those prints from like since December, and same with Chad. And you know what I mean? So we
Yep.
had a real good idea of what was happening. I think of like I posted it in the group chat. I don't think everybody went through the plans. I think they were just like, okay. So
Yep.
to walk into that house not knowing what it was would have looked enormous because it
Oh
it
yeah.
it is.
Some
Um,
people's reactions when we like I remember like just the first day of us kind of barely getting started, people were like, holy shit, like what do we just get ourselves into? We're only here for a week.
well, at one point the girls were like, "Well, we'll take the upstairs and you guys take the downstairs, and that'll be good." And I was like, "The
Sure about that?
upstairs is fucking 2/3 of the work."
Yeah.
So
It's got
I know
like 6 bedrooms up there, some crazy.
6 beds, 6 baths, 6 walk-in closet,
Yeah.
like probably 15 windows that had to be wrapped. Like it was,
And
but
that attic, that tunnel room or the cockpit you call it,
yeah,
that was messed. Even I remember the board was all
it was wavy.
wiggly, wavy. Yeah.
I went up there to check on Teak had been up there for a while, and like she's trying to knife it out like you would typically, and it's just so fucking wonky that I was like, have you ever run a 5.5 inch box? Good, go get one. And we've
Yeah.
we've filled it with the 5.5, and then we came back with an 8 inch box and ran that too. Like
Hmm.
that was the only way to correct that, man. It was
Yeah.
fucked.
It was cool. Teak made a cool video of using the 5.5 inch box.
She's so
Um,
good. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. It's because you don't see as many people using the 5.5. I find
It's super specific.
it's very for something like that. Like
Mhm.
it was cool that we actually got a chance to use it, right?
Yeah, I mean, when they made the Fat Boy, they sent it to a couple of us just to like, does this even make sense kind of thing. Um, and I've never run no coat without it now. Like, it is just
Yeah,
so simple, and it's exactly the same every time. I can dial it the way that I need to, but it's also another box. Like if you didn't have a 12 Fat Boy, you would never buy a 5.5 yet. You don't have the full kit. Like it's one of those
hmm
things that happens at the end, like a corner cobra. Same thing.
for sure.
Typically if you're doing no coats, you really want a corner cobra, like a tool that's going to set it properly, but that's not on the top of the list of things you need. Auto taper, couple sets of
Yeah,
boxes,
there's a bunch of
handles,
priorities that you need to get out
totally.
the way first. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like having like a tool collection. Like I even noticed from a bunch of my buddies that are in the trades, that have tools and stuff. Like they love them. Like like they got full cases and they treat them like gold, and it's cool. Like with the drywall tools, the automatic taping tools, like they're big tools. Like, it's not just you got like a drill and a hammer. You got like this 6 foot long taper.
Yeah.
um I mean
So
that's not out yet, but that's Danny's. But yeah.
I know Cam was heartbroken. He's like, "There's another one, right?" Like,
Yeah.
no, there
No,
isn't.
we actually got
Um,
an email today. Me and Aaron got an email of a guy asking for it. Because he saw the video. He was like, "Hey, are those out yet? I really want one." And Aaron's like, "Not yet, man, but we're working on it."
yeah. Well, I mean, with the new tubes that you got, you should just be able to cut it long, but it's that the plunger only coming down 4 feet. Like if I would assume anyways that once that plunger goes past 4 feet, on the other end of it on the spindle is going to be too much wire. Like I think
Oh yeah,
I think I can start to understand why it's not mass produced, but it's also again super specific.
super specific. Yeah.
Um, Aaron asked about like uh, what would I like to see from the site, like what is he going to ship me? And I was like, if you've got a sawed off, I'll take that. And the only thing I really needed was a 12-inch Fat Boy box. It's really the only thing I don't have. And he was like, yeah, we don't have sawed offs made, we'll have to get them made because it's just so specific. But when I
Yeah.
ran that thing underneath the stairs, it was like, this is amazing. You can
Getting
get
the
into,
tight corners and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
man. And you're not, in closets, you're not doing huge rooms. Like you can fill that taper up, do a couple of closets, and then come back and do the next ones, and it's not
Oh
in the
yeah.
way. I
You can
always
be
thought,
quick and you can be free, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a clutch tool, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a silly thing until I used it, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it.
Yeah. It was cool for the girls to
Oh,
use that
totally.
too to learn first, but then they used the I think they all used the 4 foot one, and then I think they used the 6 foot one too for fun.
I think, well,
Um,
yeah, when Danny
I
had
think
them
they
out there, yeah,
yeah, I think he got them to use all three. So that was pretty cool seeing them learn. And the video of Danny too falling when he was taping backwards with the 6 footer and fell and caught it. That was
Uh,
awesome.
so I missed Mother's Day and I went and saw her yesterday because Tuesday was my son's birthday. So
Oh,
then,
nice.
yesterday I went, I saw my mom and like we're going through everything and I'm showing her all the pictures from stuff. And there's a picture of me and Danny and her and I watched Tough as Nails while he was on it, like as like family night. So
That's
there's
cool.
like a special spot for Danny at our home. So
Nice.
she's like, "Oh, there's a picture of him," and we're talking about it, and then she's like, "I saw when he fell down." I was like,
Is he
"Yeah,
okay?
he fucking sure did." And then she
Yeah.
was like, and then it looked like he was gonna save it, but then the tape fell, like it was this whole thing.
Oh
But
yeah.
oh,
That's funny.
I
That's
loved it,
awesome.
man. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. He did have he saved it with his feet pretty well. But yeah, I guess that he did a good job for his, 6 foot taper. It's not that light. Like it's when it's full of mud and it's fucking long, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and
Yeah.
you're holding the light end of a heavy stick.
Yeah. That's the actually said that hand on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy
crazy.
shit, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, hopping up on stilts. I ran that throttle box on stilts. I've kind of like rigged up the super long handle. It's not a
Hmm.
Matrix one handle, or it's not a Columbia one handle. And I just cranked it until it like stayed on there. So I've got like a
Yeah.
7 foot
That's
throttle
cool.
box handle. So I've just done
Yeah.
everything from the ground, right? But I just got to push the fuck out of it to make it
To
work.
actually get it on. Yeah.
So I went through my stilts on, and Aaron was like, "Yeah, see how fucking easy that is."
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
was
was when you
like,
were teaching Steph, right?
"Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy I got to teach something. Um,
Yep.
the throttle box and the boxes I'm very comfortable with, but like I remember before all of this started, she was like, "I'd love you to teach me the taper." And I was like, I think there's way better people on site to teach you the taper. And then she kind of like clued in, like, yeah, man, like Danny Moody and Cam are here. That's who I would be asking.
Yep.
Because that's who I'm gonna ask when I get out there.
That's who I
Like,
asked. Cam taught me how to use the taper.
yeah, I mean I ran the flusher all of or not the flusher, the roller all tape day. And there's
Yeah.
nothing glamorous about running a roller except the fact that you get to watch the person in front of you use the auto taper.
And then you just come behind them and
And
roll it out.
then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just pay attention to what they're doing and then get everything done as quick as you can so you
Yeah.
could go back and watch them again. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was cool. I got to use the roller too, and it was
yeah,
fun.
man.
It's satisfying getting the tape fully on there and smoothing it out, and it's cool. The one thing I didn't do is I didn't tape any corners, I don't think. But
Oh yeah.
that's
That's
obviously probably one of the tougher things. But I got to tape some of the walls and stuff, and um that was pretty cool. It actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Obviously, it's pretty difficult to do it a good job, like to do it well. but that wasn't
that,
too bad.
that like consistency is difficult to
Yeah.
run a taper perfectly up a wall once. You can really focus and do that, but can you do it 100 times today? And
No.
that was the
And
big,
speed, do it quick too. Like Danny
yeah,
taping his room was crazy. Like I got a bunch of videos of Danny just like just corner wall corner
yeah.
like crazy. And he's got these little techniques too. I noticed like he'll rub it on the wall and get the tape out a little bit more for certain parts, and he'll put tape here instead of there. Like just all these little techniques that, and he does it quick
It's
and it's
so
efficient.
fast.
Yeah.
And when he came over to my room, I was like, do you want to help me tape and I'll help you tape, like kind of. And he's like, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear from him that he was already done before I got
Yeah.
started.
You already knew, but yeah, you
Oh
just want
yeah.
to, yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty wild to watch, man. And like just the speed that came up that night where I was talking to them, and I was just like, it's the accuracy of the tape cuts. You know, that tape is where you've wanted it to be at the bottom and the top. And then the speed you can do that in. Because like I can land my tapes where I want them to, but I can't do that and be super fast. Or I can be super fast and come back and put short tapes in at the end of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was saying that to Cam and Danny, where it's like you guys can just kind of crank that throttle up a bit, and there is no difference in the quality. It's just that the speed gets ramped. Like you're going to burn out faster, but the quality's the same. And I mean that is ideally what you want from your tape guy, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the end goal.
Yep. Well, it comes with time, right? Like they've been doing it for, I know Danny's been,
No,
he's been doing this for his like whole life almost, right? I don't know how long has Cam been?
I don't think it's forever. Like
I think he maybe said 7 years. I don't
I was
know.
thinking
I
7 years,
think
6 or 7 years or
Yeah.
something.
And you're only
Um,
3 years you've been doing it for, right?
Yeah, man. And I mean, the first 2 years, I was doing other shit. I was building basements and like doing carpentry stuff, running
Oh,
sites. Like
so not even just specifically drywall.
yeah, man. I mean, like collectively on a stopwatch, I'm probably 2 years on the tools, like
Wow. Yeah. So you're pretty
fresh.
fresh. Yeah. You don't seem like it. You seem
No, I pick
like
things
you're,
up pretty quick.
yeah, you seem like you're pretty advanced and knowledgeable.
But the other part of that was on my sites, when I was like frame board tape and like do other stuff, the timeline wasn't a problem. So because I had so many sites on the go, I was telling people like I'm a single man unit. The quality is going to be where we want it to be when I leave, but I'm not guaranteeing a timeline. It has to be correct. It's not going to be done fast. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I was able to do 3 coats on things that were wrong. And like I was able to learn the tools kind of slower. Like it wasn't this fast pace, like hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I was the guy saying chill, like
Yep.
just learn it. And I also didn't get taught by anybody with bad habits. I thought about that too, where, you know, typically if you want to learn how to use a taper, you're going to have some asshole that has bad habits telling you that that's how you do it because it's fine. You know,
Yeah. You don't want that. Yeah.
there
Because
was nobody.
yeah, those become your habits if you learn it right away, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's not some piece of shit broken tool that I was using either. It was all brand new Columbia stuff. Like it,
Yeah.
so I really did
That's
have,
cool.
I was very lucky. But thank you, because it's I thought I was going to be super clunky out there, and I was like, I'm not too bad.
No, no, not at all. Yeah. I thought you'd been doing it when you first told me you've only been actually in it for like 3 years. Um, I was shocked, like genuinely shocked. I
Yeah,
thought you were in it for a long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Getting from point A to point B on stuff doesn't take me super long, but it's because I hold myself to like what Danny does. I want to be able to, like, I'm not done till I can run with this shit. So I don't even see myself as ready to go yet. Where I think some people just want to like get the shit on the wall and go home. And when you're trying to learn like that, you're never gonna get good.
No. Yeah,
Y-
for sure. You
Yeah,
actually got you what you have to want it. If you don't want it, then you're not gonna ever get it.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, when did you start the like social media stuff? Like started posting your work
Like
and
three
all
years
that.
ago,
The kind of right away.
right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
When I started doing it, I got hired on to run a site for a guy, and I told him I would only do the traveling site super stuff if I could do the frame board and tape myself. And I would only do that if he bought me a road case set. That was my signing
Cool.
bonus. So
Nice. Yeah.
that's what got me in the door with the content and stuff. And then like I don't know, man, for a long time it was just like my mom and like a couple of friends watching, and then all of a sudden one day Columbia kind of reshared my shit, and I was like,
Yeah. You found that also found that community.
yeah.
Realized there's a whole world out there.
Well, I mean, that Black Friday I met Aaron changed everything, where I was just like kind of happy to be someone in the background. And like I went there, people knew who I was. Like it was cool. And I was still
Yeah.
no, I'm still nobody, but I mean, back then I was nobody. So it was really neat. And then that's when the podcast started. That's when the community stuff started. And then it all kind of, this has all happened so quick.
Yep. And now we're in it. So it's going
Fuck
right now.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I got my Instagram started, a month ago or whatever. I
Hmm.
think I'm like one follow away from 300 followers. So, if
Nice.
anyone's listening, follow Kaden.Columbia on Instagram.
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
yeah, no, it's cool. Like when Aaron showed me first that he had an Instagram, like an Aaron Columbia account. I thought it was super cool. Like, and he made his own little videos and he would collaborate with some Columbia videos, right? And answer questions and all that. And then I was kind of secretly hoping that he would tell me to create an Instagram. And like right
Yeah.
when I first thought that, I was like I was probably would have eventually just would have made one or would have asked him. But then like right after I thought about that, I was like, I hope Aaron asked me to make one. He fucking asked me like the next day. I'm like, oh yeah,
Nice.
I'll do it for sure. And then so yeah, I got that going. And then it's cool because people do like message me about questions about the tools and some of them at first, I needed Aaron's help to answer them, but learning to answer more and more now. And then people kind of know who I am now. I guess like a little bit of sense of personality, like we're talking about to the company, right?
Yeah,
Because
man.
now Addison's got one, Joe's got one, Aaron's got one. We all have Instagram. We all have our own accounts, right?
Well, and it's not your personal account. That was the smartest
Yeah,
thing you did because,
yeah, yeah,
you know, your business stuff is separate than your
for
personal
sure.
life. You need to be like, I have a personal account that nobody's on, like the people that like Cam's on it. Like, you'll be
Yeah,
on it, I'm sure. But it's like just me. It's like dick and fart jokes. It's whatever I think is funny. Like if
yeah,
I've got something that I think's funny and it has to do with Aaron, typically that's the one it goes on
yeah,
because
for sure.
there's a
Because
small
you don't
group
want
of
to,
us that see it.
that will
Yeah.
understand it, right? If you put it on your other account, people might be like, "What the hell are you talking about Aaron like that for?"
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's like I remember like I'm trying to remember what movie it was, but it was like a picture of Patrick Swayze or something. And I was just like,
Oh,
I didn't know Aaron was into movies, or whatever.
yeah, that's
But
good.
we all get a kick of that, but you could never do that on a business account. But then on the same hand, uh you need to be able to just turn that account off when you're on vacation,
For sure.
so
Yeah.
it's I think that's going to be dope, man. That was a really smart move making your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's cool. Like I had a guy tag me. I can't remember who it was, but he made like a post or whatever, and then in his caption, he said, "I heard that there's predators roaming around Brazil or whatever." Um, he's like, "I need help from at Caden Columbia or whatever to help catch
Yes.
it." And I was like, "He's like, maybe I need to go to Brazil, like at Caden Columbia. Can you come help me catch one?" And then I thought that was awesome. I was like, it was funny, right? People are starting to remember us from the videos and all that.
Well, and we can tag you and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
funny or like has something to do with you personally, and it's not your personal page. It's like you as
yeah.
Columbia. It's
It's
perfect.
Columbia, yeah. Yeah, I had that crappy profile picture of me. It was like I took a screenshot of and zoomed into my face of like a group photo from Brazil with just
Okay.
some random people. And so it's just like a crappy photo of me smiling. But me and Addison, we both the project last week, we made sure we both got profile photos done. So we
Dope.
both got a photo of us holding the flat box, smiling for the camera.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, some of those videos you took and I'm like eating a cookie or what I was drinking the
Yeah.
thing, Cam was eating a cookie. Like I think those
I
are
think
gonna be perfect.
I'm gonna do a little like kind of compilation of that. Like we'll make a video where we'll put back to back, you and Steph eating the donut,
Oh yeah.
you eating the cookie, Cam drinking the BioSteel. I got a bunch of those of everyone. So we'll make like a cool video, but it's actually funny, right?
Well,
It's
it's
not
like
serious.
the most serious moment, right? And we're just like
Yeah.
fucking around.
Yeah.
What?
There's one I got one of it's funny, Kayla, because everyone was holding a tool, right?
I was about to bring this up.
Yeah, she just got the was
It's the
the
handle for the
handle,
pump.
that pump handle, and she's holding it like this, and she's smiling. It's so funny.
I was in the trailer. I looked outside. I'm like, is that a fucking handle for the
Yeah.
pump? She's like, yes. Like,
Yes, it
oh,
is.
okay, dude.
Oh yeah.
It is much better than a donut. I mean, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, that's better than a donut for sure. We should have done a bagel, the mud bagel
I
for you.
know.
Yeah.
That was
The
good.
yeah. The one of you and Steph though is awesome because you guys cheers the Danishes or whatever, and then you both bite into it at the same time.
I was like 3/4 of the way through a Danish when she thought about that. And I'm like, well, but I guess I'll go get another one. So I
Yeah.
like stuffed that one in my mouth, went and got another one, and then was like, I can't take another bite, bro. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Holy shit. Yeah.
yeah, they were good though. And then I ate the whole thing. I'm not a
Oh, they were,
quitter.
yeah. Yeah, of course not. Yeah, no,
Mm.
those were good though, Danishes, yeah.
Someone brought a pack of them to the house too. So like just about every
Oh,
morning I had
nice.
one before I fucking came, man. I went from eating clean to eating like garbage, and it was so
Yeah.
good. All that
Oh
sugar,
yeah.
I needed that.
I mean, it kept it going during those long
100%.
days, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Danishes and the Red Bull.
Danishes and Red Bulls. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't get much better than that.
No, it's breakfast of champions.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Kaden.Columbia is your
That's it.
handle, and then
Yep.
everybody can follow that. They should follow that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. If
think
you'd like
so.
to, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
All the
Yeah.
seven or eight people listening to this will be
Yeah. Hopefully
all
we'll
over
see.
all over that shit. Um, yeah, man. It's pretty exciting shit. Do you have any other handles or anything that you're using? Like
um, that's pretty much it, really.
yeah,
Like one of my things I want to do with the filmmaking stuff is make a filmmaking account eventually.
brilliant.
For like my own stuff on the side. Actually I got a shout out. I'm doing a music video, making a music video for my buddy. Actually, he's releasing a song soon. His name is Dylan Barry. If anyone wants to find his music, it's not out there yet, but we're doing a music video. We're actually starting this weekend. We're gonna start filming. So we're going up to Kelowna. Do you know where Kelowna is?
Yeah, dude, big dogs
Yeah.
from up there.
Oh, yeah. Aaron was saying I should stop by and say what's up to Big Dog. Um, yeah. So we're going to Kelowna. We're just doing like a boys trip up there, but we were like, you know what? Why don't we bring the camera and get a couple
Yeah,
shots for the music video? So yeah,
totally.
it should be good. Yeah. It's I like doing that stuff. I'm passionate about it. It's fun. And that's why it's awesome to be able to do it at this job. I get best of both worlds, to do the sales and the video stuff. So it's been really fun. And yeah, I want to thank Aaron. Hopefully Aaron's listening to this.
No,
Um
he's not listening.
probably not at all.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, no, a big thanks to Aaron and
Yeah.
Elliot. Both of them. They've been really good. They really blessed me with this job, and this has helped me out a ton, and it's been awesome working alongside both of them. Like I've always been really close with Elliot, and I've always been close with Aaron too. But me and Aaron are even closer than I've ever
Hmm.
been with him now, because I've been with him every day and traveling with him and stuff. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, and I mean you're fresh blood, man. You're young. How old are you? 20,
19.
19. I
Yeah,
said 20. I told somebody 20 earlier today.
I'm turning 20 in like 2 months here, but
Yeah, all right.
yeah,
Um,
close.
I'll just hold the podcast off till then. No,
Yeah, just wait.
uh, but what I mean is like you got 40 years almost that you can put into this. Like you could potentially be running the company one day.
Yeah, yeah. Never know.
That's a pretty dope idea, man. Like it's
Maybe that's the plan.
it could very well be the
I'm
plan.
joking.
You'll absorb all the good things from everybody and just be
For
the
sure.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe I'll become the new Papa Columbia one day. That's what we call Aaron.
that's right.
Papa Columbia. Yeah.
Papa Aaron.
Great. It's funny. I listened to your podcast with Aaron a couple days ago, and it's funny how you started it. Like what did you say? The great
The great and powerful Aaron St. James.
he's like, oh, I'm not that powerful. Well, I did carry two people out of a building.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. He doesn't argue the fact that he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how Rogan used to bring everybody onto the podcast. So at the beginning, I used to say that a lot more, but
Yeah, yeah, it's funny.
yeah, there's a specific few that will always be introduced that way. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I noticed. I listened to a bit of your one with Nick too. It's the same thing. The great and powerful Nick Harmon.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool to meet all those people though too.
Yeah.
Like I already met like you and Danny and like Cam and I think that was it from the project last week. I already had met, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome meeting like Steph, the Gilberts,
Yeah.
Nick,
Chad,
Chad,
Nick,
Wes.
Wes.
Wes is cool. Yeah, yeah, it was awesome meeting all those guys. I'm not forgetting anyone, am I? Did I
Don't
get
think
everyone?
so.
I think I got everyone.
Um, yeah, I mean, Florida was a good start, man. You met Brian from Drywall Nation. Like
Yeah, that
there were
was
some
cool.
heavy hitters at that one.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool to meet Brad from CSR too, and,
Hmm.
and Frank, and they're cool guys. Yeah, we had some good time too. Like it was fun hanging out with everyone at the house and just chilling. We get to meet it's Cali construction
Yeah.
too. He
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah,
Ernesto's big, eh?
he is. Yeah, he
I
competes
know.
with Aaron. He competes with Aaron.
He thinks he's little. I'm
Right?
like, I don't think you're little, buddy.
Yeah, didn't he say something like that at the trade show? Like, oh, I'm small. Everyone's like, what the hell?
I
But
haven't really been going to the gym. I'm like,
shut the fuck
I
up.
can't
Yeah.
fucking tell if it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
How come your shirts look more muscly than when I wear them?
Maybe it's the it's Cali shirts. They actually fit. Now he gave me a shirt. It fits really
Bro,
nice.
they're
Yeah,
solid
they're
shirts.
dope. Yeah.
That's my like going out shirt. The first one that he gave me with the big "It's Cali" on the front, like the big sticker that he has, but it was backwards.
Yeah.
That was my flying shirt for a long time because it's like real nice. Like, it's a nice shirt.
It
I'm
is.
just
Yeah.
not gonna wear it on site. And then when he gave us the new one, I'm like, if I have to like go out, it reminds me like old Sean John stuff. Like it has the
Yeah.
signature on
Oh
it.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah. His logo is cool and everything, and it's
super
a dope
dope.
shirt. Yeah. No, like I wore that shirt. I think because I was by the time Florida was done, I was out of clothes. Like
Yes.
I was wishing I grabbed those Drywall Nation socks too. That Brian was giving out. He left them on the couch for like the whole time, and I never grabbed a pair. I
We
grabbed a
should have
hat,
grabbed
and
three fucking pairs. I
I
love those
know
socks.
they're dope. Yeah, because like I think Cam or no Nick was wearing them last
Hmm.
week. A couple guys were wearing them, and they're nice socks. And by the end of it, I had no clean socks. I'm on the plane, and my feet stink. I was like, oh fuck, I should have grabbed some Drywall Nation socks.
I probably did like 5 loads of laundry while I was out there.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna bring three pairs of pants and this and that, and then I was like, every day your
not
clothes are
enough.
fucked. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like every other day. The one day I was wearing my jeans on site because I was like, I don't have any more fucking clothes. I forgot to switch it over.
yeah. I didn't even bring like I didn't realize it's my first trade show, and I only brought one pair of pants, and I realized everyone was wearing pants at the trade show. Me and Danny were the only ones wearing shorts the one day, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, should I be wearing pants right now? And then it was fine. Like it was, Aaron didn't care, and it was
No,
funny. It wasn't a big deal at all. And then, but yeah, since I was in Mexico right before that, I had to right when I got to the house. I got there a day before everyone. I had to
yeah,
do a big laundry. I did literally clean everything because everything was dirty by that time.
that was pretty balling, man. That we like showed up and you were already there. Like
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
had a fucking villa to yourself for the night.
Oh, it was pretty nice. Yeah, I was gonna go in the hot tub too, but it was cold. Then I got there, it's freezing. And then Brad cranked it open, turned it up.
He figured it out. Yeah.
He figured it out. Yeah,
Aaron's like, what do you mean you figured it out?
yeah.
He's like, I figured it
Trust me,
out.
I figured
Yeah.
it out. It was funny too because he was just sitting in there at one point before the heat had come in. It was still cold, and he's just chilling in there like it's a nice jacuzzi, like it's a nice warm hot tub,
Yeah.
and you feel the water, and it's like, oh, this is cold. Like what? But
I
he,
went and stuck my foot in there. I'm like, the hell's the matter with you? This is
yeah,
fucking freezing cold. You're making
yeah.
it look like this is
He's
very
just like
nice.
arms back, got a beer in his hand. He's yeah.
Yeah. This is not very nice, and you've lied to me. That next night was dope though, because it was even heating the pool. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah. No,
man
that was nice.
eating those nachos from the side of the pool.
Yeah, it was luxury. I think was it Aaron or whoever it was that was serving us
What
poolside
a
nachos and
what a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Just wet hands, just like
yeah, yeah.
fucking.
Pool chlorine water dripping all over the nachos.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
you're supposed to eat chlorine.
yeah, we do it every day.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope.
Well, I think yeah, I think probably wrap it up pretty quick here.
I'm good with
We
that.
wrap it up. Yeah.
I'm good with
I,
that.
yeah,
I,
it's awesome having me on. This has been great, Sean.
yeah, it's cool hanging out with you, man. It's like it was really great spend that time with you in Florida, and then like more. I'm very excited for the next time. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see
no,
what
same.
happens too, man. It's
Yeah,
this is very exciting for me. So
no,
thank
same
you for
here.
coming on. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. I'm looking forward to, yeah, well, I'm sure I'll see you in the next couple of months or so here, like you're saying. So
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah. All right, and then I do my outro.
let's
Okay,
hear it.
so Caden at Columbia, everybody follow him, please. You will be happy that you did. Be humble, treat everyone the same, and do your fucking job.